and welcome to this week's episode of Square Reel News. I'm India.
And I'm Ben, and welcome to Vico in Cambridge Circus. In a few minutes we're going to be talking to Chef Jacob Kennedy about his follow-up to his smash hit restaurant Bocca di Lupo in Soho. But before then, we've got not one, not two, but 5 new restaurants to tell you about this week. India, what's new on the restaurant scene?
Yeah, well, we've got lots of soft launches this week with 50% off food. To start with, there's the Hourglass in South Kensington, which is a new gastro pub. We've got Canto Corvino, an Italian in Spitalfield, which we actually broke the story on a few weeks ago.
Newsflash.
Yes. Drake and Morgan in King's Cross, going to be a massive restaurant over there. And Namban in Brixton, which is the MasterChef winner Tim Anderson's restaurant, izakaya and ramen. So that'd be really nice, cold winter months, steaming bowls of ramen.
And 50% off all of those four?
Yep, 50% off all of them, so go this week for sure. Also, it's still really cheap, not 50% off, but Viet Food in Soho from a chef who used to work at Hakkasan. Another one we're really excited about. They're serving pho and steamed buns, so another nice winter warmer for you there. And finally, something to pique your interest. Pique.
That was my line, by the way, pique your interest.
Sorry, Ben, sorry. Pique is a restaurant in Fitzrovia from Andre Blay and Alan Pickett. And it's going to be French-English cuisine. A bit more formal, but another really nice one for you this week.
Well, India stole my line there, so this link might be a little less smooth. So let's go and find Jacob and find out more about Vico. Jacob, thank you for having us. This is your second restaurant, your first Bocca di Lupo over there in Soho, a huge success. This, of course, is a very different offering. What was the thinking behind it?
Well, you know, when I built Bocca, I thought it was going to be the antithesis to fine dining, but now I've discovered it isn't, because this is, and Bocca's actually quite posh compared to here. Bocca's very much a destination restaurant. It's a place to go to for your meal. Whereas this is a place to go en route to somewhere else.
Any best-selling dishes so far?
The lasagna chino, which is this fried ball of lasagna, is becoming quite well known. The idea behind the menu, though, which doesn't really exist, is that we have a palette of dishes which the chefs are cooking from, and that's constantly evolving.
So seasonality is very important.
Seasonality is hugely important. We're aiming for a really low price point compared to the quality of the ingredients that we're using. And the way that has to work is I'm buying in large bulk a small number of ingredients and giving a good focus on those.
But this, of course, used to be a Pizza Hut, and I think you've got some pizza to show us now. So let's go and have a look.
We do. Some things never change. This is going to be a pizza al taglio, it's a pizza by the slice. And this one I nicked from a little pizzeria in Spedlonga. It's a town where my grandmother used to live half the year, just south of Rome. There's a tiny hole in the wall, really gaudy, horrible little place that makes great pizza. And they do a lot of this like this, where there's just a pizza base baked with cherry tomatoes, or these are datterino tomatoes, baby plum, and it gets kind of a salady raw topping on top. So it's like a very basic pizza base with big bubbles, crunchy, chewy, crispy, and then it gets really fresh toppings on it. This one's going to have some rockets, which we don't put on all our dishes, but makes it onto this one. And some buffalo mozzarella, which goes on raw. And then some prosciutto. I remember when my little sister was born, we went to Italy for a few weeks. I think like a week after she was born, we were sitting about 3 o'clock in the morning. She was keeping us up all night, and we had a big pizza margherita with a huge escargot salad on top of it, and that was a really delicious thing.
So child-friendly.
Very. This is a very child-friendly restaurant. We've got pizza, fried balls of food, and ice cream. I think it turns everyone into a kid when they're eating it. This is a completely made-up error of a dish, I think. My head chef, Alex, has been working with me for a few months before we opened, and I think in the first meeting we had, he asked me how we were going to serve lasagna, and I said, I'm sorry, we're not going to serve lasagna. That is all finger food, all stuff you can eat with your hands when you're standing up. And he said, okay, then it's not a problem. And then about a week later we had another meeting, and he asked me what dish we were going to serve lasagna in, and I said, I'm sorry, we're not having lasagna because we're going to finger food, this whole malarkey. And then a week later it was, how are we going to keep the lasagna hot? And a week later was, have we got a recipe for lasagna that you want me to use? And all the time was the same answer. And then after about 2 months of this frustrating conversation for him, he presented me with this. We're doing lots of fried balls here, arancini, polpette. And what he'd done, if you have a look, is he had deep fried lasagna. And with that, I think he won the argument. This dish, which is lightly pickled sardines, which is quite an important thing to me here because a lot of our food is quite heavy, calorie heavy, kind of heavy tasting, and having some lighter dishes with quite a lot of antipasti, vegetable-based things, a few fish things that kind of lift the palate.
So have some of this to cut through the deep fried lasagna.
Yeah, and to make you feel like you're having a meal which isn't absolutely annihilating you. And they're just very delicious things. And because our price point is really low, we're charging £3 100 grams for everything. I lose money on some dishes, I make money on others. It's really good to have a couple of fish dishes that I can sell without losing money so that I can
So
afford
how
the
much
others.
would this dish cost?
Everything costs £3 for 100 grams. This is probably about 60 grams worth of food here, I'd guess. So about £2 there on the plate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it from us for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much to Jacob and all the team here at Vico for having us.
Yeah, we've had a great time. And remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Square Meal, and book all your restaurants through the Square Meal website using the code SUPER11 to be with the chance of winning £200 worth of vouchers for Thomas Pink to get yourself a nice shirt for the winter.
See you next week.
Bye.